Welcome to the Tarryn Show, where your journey to empowerment takes center stage. I'm your host, Tarryn, best-selling author and publishing expert. Together, we'll dive into the hearts and minds of visionaries, disruptors, and trailblazing leaders to explore the most compelling and thought-provoking ideas in life, business, and marketing. Let's inspire, impact, and ignite. This is the Tarryn Show. Alrighty, we are back for another episode. And if you are new here, this is the space where truth bombs meet strategy and we stop following the crowd and we start leading it. Now brace yourself because today's episode might sting just a little bit. I'm going to say something that's probably not very popular in the publishing world. But here it is. Amazon bestsellers are overrated. Cue the gas from the publishing industry. Look, I'm not saying hitting the Amazon bestseller list is bad. My clients do it, I've done it, and sure, it's a nice feather in your cap. But here's the problem. Too many entrepreneurs are obsessing over that little orange #1 bestseller banner like it's the only thing that matters. Here's the spoiler alert. It's not. It's not even close. Because if you're chasing numbers without substance, strategy, or a message that truly resonates, then you're not building authority, you're just playing the game. So today, we're diving into why the bestseller badge is not the goal, the influence is, what actually makes you an authority, and it's definitely not those Amazon rankings, and how to focus on impact, not ego. So let's do this. Let's talk about the obsession with that bestseller status. I can't even tell you how many times I've had people come to me and say, Tarryn, I want to be a #1 Amazon bestseller. So much so that it's actually one of the guarantees when you work with me because there's a structure and a strategy that will help you nail that ego boost every time. We've never, ever failed. And when people come to me, they go and they say that, I'm like, cool, but why? And there's kind of like this awkward silence that happens because most of the time, they're chasing it for validation. It's like the high school popularity context of the publishing world. The badge, the bragging rights, the social media screenshot. Ma, I need it. But here's the thing. Hitting #1 on Amazon doesn't always mean your book is selling like hotcakes. In fact, with the right strategy, you can hit #1 in a super niche category with only a handful of sales. That is the truth. I have said it. You could hit #1 in something like personal finance for middle-aged, left-handed dads with a gluten allergy with only 10 sales and a bit of launch day coordination. It's not a lie, but it's also not authority either. So there's nothing wrong with going for it. Like I said, we as a publishing company have that as one of our guarantees, and it's a great marketing tool. But if your entire focus is get the badge, then relax, then you're really missing the point. So now you're probably thinking, shit, Tarryn, if not bestseller status, then what does make someone an authority? Great question. Thank you for asking. Let's break it down. The first thing you want to think about is clarity of message. Real authority begins with knowing exactly what you stand for and being able to communicate it in a way that cuts through the noise. If someone reads your book and thinks, wow, this person gets me, you're free and winning. If they highlight your words, share your chapters, recommend your book to a friend, you've just earned something way more valuable than a temporary #1 ranking. You've earned trust. The second thing you want to be thinking about is content that creates transformation. A real authority doesn't just deliver content, they deliver transformation. You're not writing a book to show how smart you are. You're writing it to help your reader become smarter, bolder, and better equipped. Ask yourself these 3 things. Does your book solve a problem? Does it shift mindsets? And does it stick with people when they're not reading? That's the mark of influence. And the third thing I want you to kind of think about is strategic positioning. Authority is also about how you position your book in your business. It's not a vanity piece. It's a lead generation machine, a conversation starter, a credibility builder. Want to know what gets you clients, speaking gigs, and partnerships? It's not Amazon bestseller in your Instagram bio. It's your book helped me. How can I work with you? When your book is aligned with your offers and values, it becomes the literal best business card that you will ever have. Now let's get a little spicy. The hidden industry truth about why everyone is chasing that bestseller status if it's not the holy grail. Because the publishing and coaching industries love to sell it. Guaranteed Amazon bestseller packages will get you #1 in 48 hours. And like I said, my company does the same thing. It's part of our guarantee. And Mine is not because I think that it's important. We have a lot of guaranteed sales reviews, authority pieces built into our packages, but I also have this Amazon bestseller package and we guarantee it because people want it, just to tick that ego box. And these services aren't necessarily wrong, but they're also not the full picture. If you're working with a publishing company and that's all they're giving you, they're playing to your ego. They know we love instant gratification, and nothing says instant like watching your name pop up on the Amazon charts. Bad news is, for those of you who didn't know, it actually disappears again as soon as someone knocks you off that top place. What these companies are not teaching you is how to write a book that sells past launch day, or how to market it long term, or how to actually use your book as a tool in your business, because it's not sexy and it's not quick, but it is what gets results. And you know what else they don't tell you? Some of the biggest authors in the world didn't hit #1 on launch day, but they built momentum, they built credibility, and they built long-term careers on substance, not stunts. So what should you aim for instead? Let's get clear that I am not against hitting the Amazon charts. If I was, I wouldn't offer it as part of my business structure. I help my clients do it every day, but it is not the goal. It's one small part of a much bigger strategy. So what should you focus on? Writing a book that's laser focused on your reader's needs, creating a book that builds your authority and aligns with your offers, building systems that turn your books into speaking gigs, leads, and sales, and most of all, creating genuine impact. That's what builds real authority. That's what changes lives, and that's what makes your book more than a badge. It makes it a business asset. Alrighty, let's land this baby. If you've been chasing bestseller status like it's the end all and be all, take a breath. You're not behind, you're not doing it wrong, but now you know better. Real authority isn't found in a ranking. It's found in how you make people feel. It's found in the results your readers get. It's found in the clarity and power of your message. Don't just chase those numbers. Create influence as well. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start writing a book that actually positions you as the go-to expert in your field, you know where to find me and my team. Head to automaticauthority.com and let's talk about crafting a book that builds real authority and lasting impact, not just a 24-hour bestseller badge. Also, if you love this episode, share it with someone who's caught up in the numbers game. Leave a review, subscribe, and let's keep changing the narrative around what success in publishing really looks like. That's a wrap on today's episode. If you love the insights and inspiration, don't let it end here. Hit subscribe to stay connected and turn your visions into reality alongside our community of changemakers. I'm Tarryn Reeves. Thank you for joining me. And remember, your story has power. See you in the next episode.